Camping doesn't always end in peace. Sometimes the dense woods have other plans. Disturbing screams. Terrifying figures. Encounters with the unknown.
Go!
Once you step in, there's no easy way out. Just like these campers who entered the woods, what happened next shocked everyone.
Stop, please. Run!
Oh.
During a camping trip, a group of friends saw something, definitely not an ordinary ghost. At first, they thought it was an animal, but as they looked closer, they realized it was a pale, skinny figure that had taken over one of their tents. None of them dared approach it, and they ran from the campsite as fast as they could. The creature resembled a skinwalker. What's unsettling is why they keep appearing. Humans seem to be unknowingly entering their hidden territories. Disturbing places once ruled in silence. Research first. Otherwise, you might become their next visitor.
Oh.
Invited voice. A family camping in the woods saw a sight that felt straight out of a horror movie. All was well, but suddenly the girl spotted a figure behind the trees. Dressed in all white, with messy hair, it looked like a lost spirit. The sight alone was enough to give goosebumps to everyone there. Rumors say the family has been missing since the video was released to the media. There has been no update on what happened to them. The locals believe those woods have been cursed for years. Long ago, a woman fell from that very tree, and many claimed her spirit still stays. At first, it was just an old tale, but now people are convinced. If the stories were true, then the spirit may have finally taken someone with her. Midnight Walker.
It literally sounded...
Stacy.
What started as a harmless game turned into something far more disturbing. A man was camping alone in the jungle and decided to play with an Ouija board, expecting nothing serious. Moments later, he heard a girl's voice calling out from the darkness. Confused, he stepped outside the tent, wondering how a woman could be there alone. But no one was around. That's when he realized what he had done. The game had invited something unseen. He stopped immediately and left the campsite. Even now, he says strange things still happen around him. Whatever came that night was invited, and the guest never truly left.
Stacy.
What the was that?
Vanishing family. A man was camping alone in a treehouse deep in the forest when, around midnight, strange sounds echoed through the trees. At first, he assumed it was an animal, but the noises grew louder, mixing soft cries with an unsettling laughter. Curious and cautious, he grabbed his flashlight and shone it toward the forest floor. That's when he saw it. A pale figure moving slowly between the trees, making the same eerie sounds he had just heard. The sight was so unnatural, it froze him in place. The man left immediately, but the memory stayed. Whatever he saw that night wasn't just lost in the woods, it was watching. Watching trees. Hearing the haunted stories told by other campers, a man decided to spend a night alone in the same forest. At first, everything felt normal. The forest was quiet, and nothing strange happened. But after a few hours, creepy noises began coming from outside his camp. Fear set in as he remembered what others had warned him about. Many believe those woods belong to spirits that do not welcome visitors. That night proved one thing clearly. Some places are never meant to be disturbed. Backyard figure. You won't believe what a CCTV camera in a man's backyard captured late at night. The footage showed a Misty figure moving slowly across the yard. It was all pale and moving with purpose. Was it a ghost passing by or a rake? Well, the fog just didn't make the picture clear at all. The house was located right at the edge of a dense forest, making the sighting even more disturbing. Whatever it was, luckily it never returned. Creepy crawler. The jungle near this village was known for one disturbing reason. People entered, but didn't always return. Many thought they simply lost their way. One man decided to explore the area himself. As he walked deeper inside, he felt a strange disturbance and assumed it was an animal nearby. To stay alert, he started recording and slowly turned his camera in all directions. That's when he saw it. A tall, white face peeked from behind a tree. It looked faceless and unnaturally still. The man ran and managed to escape. Later, while reviewing the footage, he realized he may have encountered Slender Man, the same presence linked to the disappearances. Oregon alien. Just outside Bend, Oregon, in May, a local man went on a camping trip at his favorite spot and never came back. Most of his belongings, including his car and camera, were later found at the site. The camera revealed his last moments.
Alright, well, it may seem like a bit much, but here I am solo camping.
As he explored, he suddenly came face to face with a gray humanoid creature standing perfectly still in his path. Shocked, he lost control of the camera, and the video abruptly ended. The man was never seen again. That creature left no trace, only the chilling footage remains, showing how close he came to the unknown.
Shit. Fucking flashlight.
Camera stalker.
Who's stalking who now? Look at that. You see a person?
A YouTuber was recording a vlog when something strange happened. While checking his camera screen, he noticed someone behind him. Confused, he quickly turned around, but no one was there. The area was empty and silent. When he looked back at the footage, the camera had clearly captured a dark figure moving around and staring at him. The shape didn't look human, and its features were hard to see. It stayed just long enough to be noticed, then vanished. Even after watching the clip many times, no one could clearly tell what that thing was.
I got you now, motherfucker. Look at this beautiful moss, by the way.
Glowing Genderuwo. A villager walking near a forest in Java, Indonesia, noticed what looked like an owl sitting quietly on a high tree branch. At first, it seemed normal, until he looked closer and saw red, glowing eyes staring back at him. The figure slowly covered its face, and the man realized it was not a bird at all, but Genderuwo, a terrifying being from Javanese folklore known for disguising itself to fool people. After the incident, the village is in panic, fearing that the sighting brings misfortune or threatens them all. Freezing presence.
No me puedo mover.
A man checking the back area of his ranch noticed a strange figure standing near the trees. At first, it didn't move or make any sound. It just stood there, silent and still. But the moment he focused on it, something felt wrong. His breathing became heavy, and his body slowly began to freeze, as if he had lost control. The figure continued watching him without coming closer. Then, just as suddenly as the feeling took over, the figure faded into the darkness and disappeared. It didn't chase him or strike. It felt as if the presence only wanted to show its power. Nothing more, nothing less.
No le entiendo. Amigo.
Bridge Skinwalker. You won't believe what a man captured under a bridge in a city area. Late at night, he heard strange voices echoing from beneath the bridge and thought someone there might need help. As he moved closer and aimed his camera, the truth became clear. Standing in the shadows was a skinwalker. The voices were not cries for help, but a trap meant to lure him closer. The man ran the moment he realized the risk. But how did the forest legend end in the city? Well, it seemed like cities grow closer to wooded areas, and these hunters seem to be moving closer to us. Since then, locals have avoided the bridge completely, fearing what might still be hiding there. Demon Road. A driver was taking a shortcut while returning home and decided to go through an abandoned road to save time. The road was quiet, empty, but suddenly things took a dark turn when he noticed something in the middle of the road and thought it was an owl. But as he zoomed in with his eyes, the sight froze him in fear. It wasn't a bird, it was a demon, clapping its hands as if welcoming him to be its next prey. The moment was enough for him to slam the accelerator and leave. Sometimes it is best to avoid shortcuts. Otherwise, they cost you what you ever thought. Gray Stalker.
No mames. Córrele, güey, no mames. Córrele.
A group of friends was relaxing on a quiet beach in Cancun when the calm suddenly broke. They felt footsteps behind them. What they saw was not a human and not an animal. A gray humanoid figure was walking slowly behind them. The figure was partly hidden and did not come fully into view. It moved quietly, as if looking for a place to hide or waiting for the right moment to move away. Maybe it was a cryptid, or maybe an otherworldly being. Either way, the beach never felt the same after that night. Ghost Zone. A YouTuber was camping alone in a quiet village late at night when things suddenly took a terrifying turn. While sitting by his tent, he heard a distant scream, like someone in real trouble.
As well as...
Soon, heavy footsteps sounded nearby, as if something was running toward him. Then he heard digging or soil moving right next to his campsite. Well, he did not go out to check until things got normal, and he ended his camping trip. Later, viewers debated what it could be. Some thought it was a wolf, but others believed it was a skinwalker, a strange and scary creature hiding in the shadows.
That was weird. What are the odds something just walks next to us?
Glowing eyes. A woman went camping in the woods with her dogs. After she went inside her tent to rest, she suddenly heard a big tree branch breaking with a mysterious car.
Stop! Oh, God!
After this, suddenly her camera went black, leaving people praying for her safety. No one knows what happened next. Locals whisper about forest spirits and shadowy beings that have haunted these woods for years. But whatever it was that night, it left no trace, except the fear it planted. Ritual fire. A group of friends got lost deep in the forest and decided to wait for help. Suddenly, a fire appeared in the middle of the woods, strange, isolated, and with no one near it. Just a moment later, a figure dressed in white emerged from the shadows. One of the girls stepped closer, and then more figures appeared, all in white robes. Before they could lunge on her, other friend approached and saved her. It quickly became clear that they had stumbled upon a cult performing a dark ritual, possibly offering a soul to the devil. Authorities later discovered people from a nearby village had gone missing 2 months earlier. The footage suggested they weren't missing. They were part of this terrifying ceremony. Missing camper.
Go!
A group of boys went camping in a remote area, expecting a fun night outdoors. Suddenly, one of their friends went missing. Panic took over as they searched, but finally, they found him. They grabbed him and started leaving the area right away.
Go! 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 Go away!
That's when they noticed it. Right at their back, a pale creature was there. It was tall and unnatural. It was none other than the legendary skinwalker. Without wasting a second, they ran, helping their friend escape. It was a close call, and they never returned to that place again.
Go, please go.
Silent Watcher.
Standing right there. Let me try to zoom in.
While studying wildlife deep in the woods, a researcher noticed something he wasn't expecting. Peeking from behind the trees was a white face, watching silently. As he adjusted his camera, the details became clearer. A large head and dark black eyes that didn't resemble any known animal. The figure stayed still for a few seconds, then slowly moved back into the forest and vanished. The researcher returned the next day and searched the area carefully, but nothing was there. The appearance looked unnatural, almost alien. Was it a cryptid hiding in the woods, or something not from this world, using the forest as a secret base? Let me know what you think. We only have this brief glimpse. Wild Gray. A man was driving down a remote road late at night when he noticed someone rushing towards the road from a distance. At first, it looked like a person trying to flag down a ride. As he slowed the car, things got clearer. It wasn't human. A gray creature was running wildly toward the car. The man sped away, in his car, not daring to look back. He later said the figure vanished into the darkness just as suddenly as it appeared, leaving him shaken and unsure of what he had almost encountered. Jungle Shroud.
Hey,
A villager got the shock of his life when he saw a candle floating alone in the night sky. The flame drifted silently over the field, with no one holding it. Its movement was unnatural, as if it had a mind of its own. Locals whispered it could be a witch traveling in light, something they are known to do, or a spirit rising from a nearby graveyard. After that night, nobody dared enter the field after dark. When a lone light moves through the shadows, don't follow it. Some powers are meant to remain hidden.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah.
Cursed Wood. A man staying at a rest house in the middle of the jungle never thought animals won't be the reason for him to haunt. He was standing and recording when suddenly he saw something white coming towards him. A ghostly figure appeared right next to him. It wasn't fully visible, but it looked like an eerie figure wrapped in a coffin-like shroud. The terrified man ran away and dropped his phone in panic. Many compared it to the Pocong, the ghostly spirit known in Indonesia and Malaysia. It seemed like it came from an old graveyard. Well, it was an encounter that no one dared to have.
Ini loh saudara lu nih, bawa sekalian ini.
Wreck Reflection. This one is going to freak you out. A serious car accident happened on a rural road in the United States, and a family tragically lost their lives on the spot. The car was completely damaged, and when reporters arrived to film the scene, they noticed something unusual, a child's face appearing inside the wreckage. But there was no child there. The shocking part? It was identified as the spirit of the little girl who had also passed away in the crash. Many say she appeared for a final goodbye, or maybe she didn't realize she had left the world. Balcony Face. A man was recording a video from the balcony of a resort near a forest, hoping to capture some memories. As he casually panned the camera, he noticed something behind his parked car. Curious, he zoomed in and froze. There, peeking through the car, was a pale face with hollow, dark eyes. It looked exactly like the creature known in old stories as the Rake. The figure stayed for a few seconds, almost as if it knew it was being watched, before quietly stepping back into the shadows. No one knows what it wanted, and fortunately, it never appeared again. Witch Lunge.
And it took us to this shady park in the middle of nowhere, so let's see what we find.
A reporter decided to enter a forest locals had warned people to stay away from. The area was known for dark rituals, but he wanted to cover the story himself. As he moved deeper and crossed an old bridge, he noticed a woman roaming alone. She seemed calm at first. When he tried to get closer, everything changed. The woman suddenly lunged at him, forcing him to run for his life. Just before the video cut off, her face appeared on camera, pale, smiling as if it knew she finally gotten its prey. It wasn't just a woman, but a witch. He escaped with the footage and his life. But honestly, risking your life for a story like this, that's not a risk I'd ever take.
Oh, should we keep going? What the f? Oh my god, is she following us?
Dogman stalker. A hiker was walking through a forest in the United States when he noticed a dark figure moving ahead. At first, it looked like a wolf, but it was far bigger than any wolf he had ever seen. As he kept watching, the most disturbing detail became clear. It was walking on two legs, almost like a human. The hiker recorded the sight, and the clip quickly went viral online. Some said it could be a rare giant wolf, while others linked it to Dogman stories. Authorities later searched the area, but found nothing. Whatever it was, it seemed like it knew the trick to hide, and only show rarely. Shadow spirit. For a long time, rangers reported animals found lifeless during routine patrols in a forest area. To find the real reason, they installed a motion sensor camera high up in a tree. When the footage was reviewed, it showed something unexpected. A tall, shadowy figure moved slowly between the trees. At that point, it became clear the animals were not being chased by another predator, but something else entirely. An evil spirit. After this discovery, officials avoided visiting the area again, believing that entering the forest would lead to the same fate as the animals. Dust devil. A video from Africa is going viral, and not for the usual reasons. Tourists filming near the forest spotted a black creature moving with the dust. At first, it looked like a shadow, but as the camera focused, its movements became clear. It twisted, turned, and danced with an almost deliberate grace, as if guided by an invisible hand. Locals say it is the guardian of the forest, a being they call the Dust Devil. Ancient tales claim it can control the winds, and we just witnessed that. Scary part? It disappears immediately under the ground, as if it wasn't there ever before. Well, watching it felt haunting. Cursed Village. A team of paranormal investigators entered an abandoned village that had been sealed off years ago. The place was silent and empty as they moved deeper inside, recording everything on camera. Suddenly, their footage captured a blurry figure standing ahead of them. Within seconds, it turned into smoke and faded away right in front of their eyes. The team froze, unsure of what they had just seen. It seemed to be a ghost or a cursed spirit still roaming the village, refusing to leave even after all these years. Rake nest.
Anything should be up around here.
Yeah, it should be like great.
Two YouTubers went ghost hunting in the woods at around 3 a.m., expecting nothing more than a risky adventure. While moving through the trees, they stopped near a tunnel to check a spot they believed was a rake's nest.
Up ahead is where we saw the rake's nest, so we're gonna go check that out right now.
Flash your light over that way.
At first, everything looked quiet. Then they sensed movement nearby. Something was inside the nest. Moments later, a pale, thin figure appeared, crawling on all fours. Its shape and movement looked exactly like descriptions of a rake. Without stopping to look back, they ran through the darkness.
Right there. Something's in the rake's nest. No. Something's in the rake's nest.
Tree eyes. A man walking through a forest noticed something strange moving inside a tree. Curious, he took out his phone and started recording. A dark hand slowly appeared from a hole. Moments later, through a small gap in the trunk, glowing eyes could be seen staring back at him. The rest of the body stayed hidden. It could have been a cryptid, or the tree itself might hide a doorway to something unknown. Maybe trees have residents we never think about. Koala cryptid. A group of men in the Philippines recently filmed a bizarre creature high in a tree, leaving viewers confused about what they were seeing. The being appeared to have a primitive, humanoid body, but its face looked like a strange mix of a koala and a beaver, features that don't match any known species. The Philippines has long been linked to unusual sightings and local legends, and this strange encounter only added to the mystery. The footage sparked debate online, with many wondering what could still be hiding in the shadows of the archipelago. Two-headed.
Oh my god, that's real. It's got two heads.
What is that?
I don't know.
A family was on their way to a trip when they noticed something strange on the roadside near a forest. It was a bear, but something was very wrong. The bear was huge and powerful, with two heads. For a moment, it didn't look like a normal bear at all, but more like a cryptid straight out of local legends. The family recorded what they could before driving away.
Stay still.
It's looking right at us.
This is insane.
What even is that?
Forest cry. Two girls were walking through a forest, filming a fun video for an art project, when they suddenly heard the faint cries of a woman.
The more I listen, the more scary it sounds.
At first, they thought it was part of the forest sounds, but the cries were real and eerie. Locals say the sounds come from a tragic story. Long ago, a couple had been in that same forest. The boyfriend passed away in the forest, and the girlfriend's desperate cries for help were never answered. Their bodies were found later in a hidden spot. Many believe their spirits still roam the forest. The girls ran in fear.
Oh, we gotta
And officials later investigated. Could it have been the girlfriend's ghost calling out?
I think I know this. I think it's a hyena.
Haunted footage. A man was casually wandering through the forest when he spotted a chunk of bark still attached to a tree. Curious, he picked it and dropped it into a can, then bent over to peek inside. That's when everything went wrong. The bark suddenly sprang to life, lashing out at him. He screamed, threw the can as if it were cursed, and ran from the scene faster than anyone could react. Was it a hidden forest creature, a cursed piece of nature, or just Earth sending a warning? Whatever it was, one thing was clear. Some things in the forest are better left untouched. Girl Walker. An old U.S. military analyst decided to spend a weekend in a remote forest with his family. Hoping to capture footage of nocturnal animals near the campsite, he set up several cameras equipped with infrared sensors, carefully placing them around the area. The next day, what he discovered was far beyond ordinary wildlife. The footage revealed something moving in ways no known animal could, a figure so strange that it still haunts him to this day. What they captured that night was far from ordinary, and to this day, he avoids the forest after dark. Spirit Woods. A camper decided to spend a night alone in a forest known for strange stories. Around midnight, he started hearing noises coming from outside his tent. At first, he stayed still, hoping it would stop. But the sounds only grew louder. He stepped outside to look around. The noises continued. It felt like he had entered an invisible ghost zone, and whatever was there was now making its presence known. He didn't stay much longer after that. Gray Encounter.
The heck is that?
Police officers were patrolling the woods at night when something strange happened. As they shone their flashlights ahead, a creepy creature suddenly looked up at them. Its eyes glowed bright in the dark, full of anger, as if the officers had disturbed it. The creature didn't look like any animal they had ever seen. It seemed like a cryptid, something unknown to humans. Fear took over, and the officers ran as fast as they could, not daring to look back. It left a mark that night. They knew the forest held secrets beyond imagination. Lost child. A tourist was recording a peaceful area near a small village when something caught his attention. He noticed movement in the distance and decided to zoom in with his camera for a closer look. What he saw shocked him. A strange child was walking alone, with no adults nearby and no clear path. The scene felt wrong and unsettling. Later, when the tourist showed the video to locals, they told him the area was known for stories about a ghost child that roams there. Many believe the figure he recorded could have been that very spirit. Burned spirit. A woman took an old saddle from her house and decided to burn it. Little did she know that it was trapping a spirit all this time. As the flames rose, the cowboy spirit was finally released. Caught on video, the ghost slowly walked toward the fire and vanished. Was it finally free, or was it a wandering spirit caught by accident? Some say he might have returned to save his beloved saddle before it burned. Either way, the moment shows there's more to the world than what meets the eye. Hidden forces and stories linger where we least expect. Misty Walker. A trail camera footage from 2005 is going viral on the internet. It captured a misty figure moving through trees and bushes. As it comes out from behind the bushes, the figure appears to glide rather than walk. Moments later, it seems to fade away or blend back into the forest. It could be a spirit or ghost. The footage continues to confuse viewers even years later. Forest follower.
Hi.
This creepy video was shared by a hiker. While hiking on a strange trail in the woods of Ohio, she noticed something following her from far away. There was a dark, misty entity with glowing eyes staring at her. She ran away, but even after leaving the woods, the fear did not end. As she looked back towards a tree line, the same dark entity was there.
What is that?
It followed her far longer than expected, leaving the moment deeply disturbing. Open discussion. A camper was setting up a fire deep in the forest when a strange man suddenly walked out from the trees. The man claimed he had escaped from jail and said he was hungry. The camper gave him a steak and a beer. They talked for a short time before the camper went to his tent to get supplies. When he returned, the man was gone. Afraid something was wrong, the camper packed up and left the area. Before leaving, he placed a trail camera. The next day, he came back to check it. The camera was missing. Soon after, police began an investigation into the mysterious man encounter, but have not found anything yet.